Hi, my name's Amelia, and if you've been following along, you'll know my next stop is the Gold Coast, and I want you to come with me. Hola amigos, today we are leaving Brisbane and we are heading to the Gold Coast for Christmas. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We left Brisbane this morning at around 10 o'clock. We checked into our hotel and we discovered that we had cockroaches. We only saw like one or two, but we were like, we're not staying here. So we then went to pick up the hire car and tried to find another hotel, which we have now found. It's like 3 o'clock, so we're checking in, and fingers crossed the rest of the stay goes well. We checked into our new hotel, Pepper's Broadbeach, which was much better than the previous hotel, and a lot cleaner too. The bathroom was also big and clean and had a bath and a shower, and there was also a really good kitchen and dining area which had all the amenities you could need, and because I was staying over Christmas, I especially needed an oven so that I could cook. When choosing where to stay in the Gold Coast, I picked Broadbeach, simply because it was the last stop on the tram line, so I have good transport links, and also it's far enough away from Surfers Paradise to give me some peace. The first stop was to check out the area. A few minutes walk away from the hotel and you're at the sea. There were people playing volleyball, there were surfers, and there were lots of families and kids, and it wasn't at all as busy as I thought it was going to be. The beach was beautiful. It's exactly what I pictured, and it really reminds me of Miami. The way you have these beautiful beaches all next to these tall high-rise buildings. And it's quite easy to find a quiet spot because the whole of the Gold Coast is basically one big long beach. We took the tram to dinner in Surfers Paradise for the first night and ate at Alfresco Italian restaurant. I don't know if it was just because it was so close to Christmas, but Surfers Paradise was pretty dead. By the way, Alfresco's did the best gluten-free pizza I've ever had. Good morning, it is a very rainy day in the Gold Coast. It's also Christmas Eve. Apparently there's storms coming, so it's not the best weather. We're just going to go out and get some food because tomorrow's obviously Christmas Day. And then we're going to drive down to Burleigh Heads. Even though the weather's bad, I think it'll still be pretty beautiful. There isn't really much to do when it rains in the Gold Coast, and there weren't really any cars on the road, so we decided to hit the local mall, and that seemed to be where everyone was hiding. It was absolutely packed inside. It might be because it was raining or because everyone was doing last-minute Christmas shopping, I don't really know. I'm not ashamed to say I got so bored I actually ended up in the cinema whilst we waited for the rain to pass. I did manage to buy a few little cute bits for the house, but then we headed to Woolies, which was just across the road from the hotel, to pick up some food as everything was going to be closed tomorrow for Christmas. People go on about how Australians are so healthy, and I think that's more the lifestyle, because the diet here and the foods they have available on the shelves are just so similar to the US. Like, I've seen Peeps being sold. Everything has a lot of like processed chemicals and stuff like that in it, and I actually think the UK is much better at regulating its food than Australia is. I just wanted some potato crisps and I don't understand why there was sugar in it. Merry Christmas, guys! So after a really wasted day yesterday of just storms, we woke up really early this morning because we wanted to see the sunrise from Broadbeach, and it was well worth it. If you come to the Gold Coast, just make sure you get up early so you can see it too. going to make the most of the morning because apparently there's a storm coming later, and we're going to head down to Burleigh Heads National Park. We've just done the drive. It was around 15 minutes and it was so easy because it's Christmas Day, so there's barely any cars on the road.
Burleigh Heads is simply stunning. The ocean views, especially against the backdrop of the city, are breathtaking. It's an ideal spot for surfing thanks to the intense waves. There's also a national park and it has 2 walking tracks, an ocean view one and a rainforest one, and apparently during the winter you can even see some whales.
So we've just done the walk and now we're going to go and explore Burleigh. We found some public restrooms as well. They're relatively clean, but I've just seen like 5 or 6 men come out and just not wash their hands. I don't know what it is about men. Why do people just not wash their hands? And well, yeah, one guy walked in barefoot too.
Closer we got into town, the busier it got. There were a lot of people wearing Santa hats and they were all out and about having Christmas lunch and doing barbecues. I didn't get to see too much of the town because it was Christmas Day and pretty much everything was closed.
We go explore some beaches and now we're headed to Nobbys Beach.
I feel like the beaches are all pretty much the same along the coastline. There really wasn't anything hugely different about this beach and the beaches further up. It's all kind of just the same. We had a very quiet end to our Christmas Day that just involved some takeaway pizza and watching the waves on the beach. A perfectly quiet Christmas.
We've just come to Surfers Paradise today because we're gonna see what the fuss is about, see what it's like.
Now I was warned about Surfers Paradise and I was told I would hate it, and even though it's not quite my vibe, I can appreciate why people would like it. I think if you're younger and you just want to surf and you just want to party, then this is the place for you. If you're not into nightlife and that kind of scene, then definitely stay away or stay further down the coast in Miami, Broadbeach or Burleigh. The further south you go, the quieter it tends to get. Also, one thing I noticed is that in the Gold Coast there isn't a lot of shade, so everyone tends to bring these pop-up tents to the beach, something to keep in mind if you come.
It's absolutely beautiful, but it is so hot. I mean, I never really burn. I don't tend to use sun cream in the UK, but here I will burn instantly. I don't really understand how so many people can be at the beach just lying there in the sun without any shade or anything for hours on end. I'm actually quite concerned. I've even got an umbrella as I'm walking through Surfers Paradise just to get a bit of shade, and I know I look ridiculous, but you know, skin cancer is no joke, guys. This Mr. Potato is absolutely awesome. It's probably one of the best things I've had since coming here. It's like all fresh, like vegetables on potato, and it's just so healthy, and it's probably the best thing I've eaten so far.
Speaking of good food, I also tried a restaurant called Orzo, which was a contemporary Italian. I give it about a 4 out of 5. It's a little fancy and the food was nice.
It's our last day in the Gold Coast and we were hoping to go to Byron Bay today. However, we heard it's really busy. We're going to struggle to get parking and we have to give the car back soon, so we're not entirely sure if we have enough time. So instead we're going to head to Coolangatta. I'm a bit gutted about Byron Bay, but because I'm coming back I know I'll have time to do it again, so, and I can probably stay there next time as well and really get to experience it. I don't really know what happened, but we somehow ended up in Byron Bay.
Byron Bay used to be known in the 60s as a surfer town, but now Byron Bay is known for its alternative culture and is sometimes seen as a bit of a hippie place, but more recently people have described it full of Instagram hippies. Regardless, I still think the place has a really nice vibe and energy to it. There was live music playing near the beach and everyone was just chilling out. It was just such a relaxing and peaceful place. I can understand why it's so popular. was on my list of places to visit for such a long time. I find the waves a lot calmer here than in the Gold Coast, and if I had to learn to surf, I'd rather do it here. There's lots of restaurants and lots of cute shops, and I even managed to find a couple of bits to take home with me. With only an hour left to spend in Byron Bay, I really wanted to see the lighthouse, especially since we come all this way. We didn't have enough time to hike it, and I was worried if we drove up to the top we wouldn't be able to find a parking spot. However, we managed to get so lucky, and there was a whole queue of cars just waiting to park. So the fact that we managed to get a spot, well, I just took it as a sign. The iconic Cape Byron Lighthouse is known for being situated on the most easterly point of mainland Australia. It's also a great place to come if you want to see some whales.
Byron Bay is just such a lovely little town. It's probably my favourite place that I've been to so far. It's really beautiful. So we had to race back to the Gold Coast to drop off the hire car. It wasn't until we got back an hour earlier than expected that we actually realised we'd crossed a time zone. Because we drove from Queensland to New South Wales, we actually went forward 1 hour, meaning we could have stayed in Byron Bay for an extra hour, so just don't make that mistake. So being in the Gold Coast is really interesting because you spend all your money flying out here to get some sun, and then when you're here, you spend all your time when you're walking around the Gold Coast trying to find the shade. And for our last dinner in the Gold Coast, we ate at the Social Eating House, which was by far the best meal we'd had in the Gold Coast. Every single course was absolutely incredible. One of the things that's quite amusing about Australia is that I did a whole load of washing. I put it in the dryer and then decided to air them out on the balcony to finish drying them, only to come back to find out they're actually more damp now because of the humidity. So, yeah. I was sad about leaving the Gold Coast, but I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to see it. I'm especially glad that I found the time to go to Byron Bay, and I've actually already made plans to return. I don't think I could see myself living in the Gold Coast, but I would definitely come back for a holiday or a vacation. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll stay with me as I next travel to Hamilton Island in the Whitsundays.